Okay, so I've been begging my friend who's into Code Lyoko to show me one fanfic that's really bad from this series, and finally, there is a fic that has fulfilled these qualities. It is called SAPPHIRE. It's hosted on Fanfic.net. I will provide a link along with the reading. Okay. Warning, this fic is rated M, so Quentin Merribe cannot read this. Chapter 1. Hi, my name is Sapphire, and I just transferred here from the U.S. I need to find new life here in France, start fresh. As I was walking up to the new school, everyone stops in their place and looks at me. What? I said. Then everyone looked away. Okay, I know I'm different, but no need to stare. I have light blue hair and deep blue eyes with a beautiful short white dress with bows strapping together the back, and a white big bow on my hair. I was quite the catch on boys, but I saw one in my eye. He was so hot, I thought. He had blonde hair with a purple splotch in the middle, and he was with a girl with pink hair, a girl with black hair, and a boy with brown hair. He was kind of cute, too. So I got my schedule, and I had science with Miss Hertz. Class, we have a new student today, Miss Hertz said, applying to me. Her name is Sapphire Diamond. Please, Miss Diamond, take a seat next to Mr. Della Robbia, please. I looked at her very confused. Oh, she said, Odd, please stand up. OMG, I thought, that's the boy I saw this morning. I sat next to him, so he said, what's your name? And I looked at him like he was stupid. Dude, the teacher just said my name, it's Sapphire. Oh no, I thought my temper's coming onto me again. He looked at me pretty hurt. Oh, I'm sorry, I said. I didn't mean to be mean, I'm so sorry. It's okay, babe, I let the hot chick slide. When he said that, I blushed a little. After class, he asked me, do I want to sit with him, and I said sure. There was his crew again, but this time I saw another blonde with glasses. The group looked at me funny and said, Hi, what's your name? My name is, I was cut off by Odd, he said Sapphire. The pink-haired girl's name was Aelita. Yumi was Japanese and Ulrich was German, and I don't know about Jeremy. So Aelita broke the silence. Did you dye your hair blue? No, I said, it's natural. How about your pink hair? No, Aelita said. Then out of the blue, Odd whispers to Ulrich, and I can hear him because I have really good hearing. He says, Dude, right? This chick is hot. And Ulrich screamed, Hell yeah! And I blush, and the whole cafeteria looks at him. Ulrich says sorry, and we are back with our meal. I found out Odd eats a lot, but stays svelte. Weird, right? After lunch, we went to gym. I had on a light blue shirt with no sleeves, and it shows my belly, and a little bit, and some white shorts and white shoes. My hair was in a ponytail with my bangs. We did a little gymnastics, and I nailed it very good. Jim offered me to the cheer team, and I said, think about it. Odd heard the conversation and said I should totally go for it. So I told Jim okay. So that was my day. After that, we had a dinner at 7, and I went to my dorm, and I found out my dorm was with Aelita. So I asked Aelita about Odd, and she laughed and said, Don't go out with him, so I took her advice. My pajamas were like Aelita's, but light blue, and the letter S on the front, and it was a glittery sapphire color. When me and Aelita were done chatting, I went up to bed at about 9:30, a little after curfew. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. and I got my stuff to take a shower. And then I saw the most amazing thing in my life. End chapter 1. Chapter 2. Holy shit, I thought. I saw Odd's rock-hard abs and Ulrich's too. I tried looking away but couldn't, but I did not realize I was still walking, so I bumped into Odd, and in one quick motion his towel fell off his body, and so did mine. He kept staring at me. Then I realized I was nude, and I got my stuff and dashed back to my room without Jim seeing me. When I went to breakfast, I did not look at Odd at all, not making eye contact. Then the others asked me, what's wrong? I just sat there and said nothing while I ate. Then Ulrich brought up a conversation and said something about pancake salt, but I wasn't sure what the hell he said. All of a sudden, this annoying pris chick said, Hello, Ulrich dear, in the most annoying voice mankind has ever heard. I couldn't help but laugh and fall out my seat. Then the bitch looked at me and yelled, What's so funny? I said, Your dumbass hog voice. What, you trying to kill the whole school by bringing your fellow birds here to eat us up? Either go away or go back to the fucking zoo, bitch. The whole cafeteria laughed. To let you know, little girl, my father is the man of the school, and he will get you expelled. Look at my face, bitch. Does it look like I care? I've been through much worse than that bitch to try to tell me if you want to, it'll beat you ass to a fucking bloody pulp. Then Sissy went away. I said Elizabeth sticks to her nickname. She is a sissy. When we went back to health class, Odd told me he would ace this class, and I said, yeah, I will, plus this class. Then he gave me a wink and blew me a kiss. I'm thinking, wow, he's a flirt. I mean, a really big one. When we went to gym, all of a sudden Jeremy's laptop went off, and they ran into the woods like nothing, and I said to myself, where are they going? It's not my business, I will confront them later. Something caught my eye. I saw Jim talking Aelita, so I ran up to him and Falcon kicked him and caught Aelita. She was not moving, so I just took her to our room and put her in bed. I picked up my phone and called Jeremy. Jeremy, Jim kidnapped Aelita, but I got beat his ass up. Then Aelita was not moving, so I put her in out room. What am I supposed to do now? I could hear in the background Odd, Ulrich, and Yumi. Then Jeremy said something about a Lyoko place or something, but I just ignored it. Jeremy said he is coming to get her soon. 5 minutes later, E woke her up and took her into the woods. I still was confused, but shook it off and went back to my dorm. Later, Aelita came in at about 10 o'clock. It was 4:30 when this went down, just to let you know, and went to sleep. The next day, I sat down next to Aelita and said, hey, what was going on yesterday? Then she gave Jeremy a look like, should I tell her kind of look? Jeremy nodded, and she said, I will tell you later. When we got outside, Aelita told me everything about her virus and Lyoko and how they get transferred, and Xana, when I mean everything. When she was done telling me, I stood there trying to process everything about Lyoko. Then I said I can help. She told me I could help and meet her in the woods at 5 o'clock. Time change! When I meet up Aelita in the woods, she took me into a manhole and I saw skateboards. I took one, then she stopped and got off her scooter. There was a ladder, then she pulled up the top off and we went up. I said, wow, as we went into the old factory. We slid down the ropes and went into an elevator. She pressed the big red button and put in a code. As we got to the top, there was a supercomputer with a halo map. I was lost for words. Then the whole gang was there, and Odd said, follow me. I followed him to a room with scanners, and Jeremy said, get in one. So I got in one, and I got scanned. Then they all said together, welcome to our group. Then, beep, 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 the computer went. Jeremy said, Xana, attack. So we got in the scanner room, and he virtualized us into Lyoko. I was at least 80 feet in the air. Then I fell down, my quick reflex activated, and I landed on my feet. I was wearing a blue and black crop top and miniskirt, some thigh-high boots, and there was 2 twin blades on my back. On my belly were X-cross ribbons and 2 bows on the sides of my skirt. Ann and Ulrich said, wow, and Aelita said, too cute. Yumi growled at me and gave me a funny look. Finally, Chapter 2 is done. I might do Chapter 3 today or tomorrow. Flames accepted. End Chapter 2. Chapter 3. When Jeremy screamed, 5 megatanks, I was like, what do they look like? Then Ann pointed to 5 big-looking bowling balls. Ulrich said to hit the eye-looking thing to destroy it. Simple enough, I ran over to it, and it opened and fired. I hurried up and did a backflip so it would miss. Then I threw my sword at it, and I got it, then it died. Jeremy said, good job for your first time. Ulrich was looking at me weird. Odd was shocked, and Aelita said, good job. Then I got 2 more, and Ulrich got 1, and I got 1, but a crab thingy came behind me and knocked me over, and I was in the red tower and floated up to a platform. I said, Jeremy, I'm in the red tower. How did I get in here? I thought only Aelita could get in a red tower? He said, put your hand on the screen. So I did just that, and the mini-screens went down, and the tower turned white. Aelita, how did I do that? I looked confused. She nodded and said, I don't know me, and Jeremy will check it out and see. All of a sudden, Odd said, let's go eat dinner. When we got there, Odd ate like an elephant, like always, and me and Ulrich talked about Yumi. Ulrich, I said, why does Yumi hate May? Means she always be mean to me for some reason. Sapphire, she just must be jealous of you because you are more beautiful than her. I blushed and said, you think so? Ulrich said nervously, yeah, I guess so, and I don't like her anymore. Well, since Odd is eating and I'm bored, I'm going to bed. Bye. Ulrich thought, how am I going to get Sapphire to be mine? Oh, I know how. Grins. As I got ready for bed, Aelita called me and said she will be back by morning, and I said, okay. When I was done, I got into bed and went to sleep. Hee hee hee, now I'm going to get her. Ulrich walked into her room and locked the door. Then he took off the blanket and tied her to the bed. She did not wake up because she's in a deep sleep. He put duct tape on her mouth and woke her up. She fluttered her eyes pen, and Ulrich said, hi, beautiful. She tried to talk but couldn't. Ulrich got out a knife and said, if you don't act good, I will have to hurt you, my angel. He cut open her nightgown and took her off her panties. He undressed as well. He then said, are you a virgin? She nodded. Well, he said, it's going to hurt a little, my angel, but just for a second. Oh my gosh, I didn't know either. Oh my god.
And Quentin almost read this. Oh my god.
He pushed High Dick into her inner wall and broke the seal. She did not scream. Tears ran down the face, and he kissed them away. He moved very slowly, and she moaned in pleasure. Ulrich took off the duct tape and kept moving faster. Ah, Ulrich, deeper, faster, she said. So he gave it all he got, son. Her inner wall clenched on him, and he couldn't hold it anymore. They both cummed. Soon he pulled out of her and licks her folds and sucks up her juices. Then you show this to me. This is your fault.
I apologize.
Soon he put his fingers in and rubbed his thumb on her clit. She screamed and cummed on his fingers. He licked it off and kissed her so she could taste herself. After he was done, she fell asleep, and he untied her and went back to his dorm. Author's note. Hey guys, I sucked on the rape stuff, so yeah, I will get better. Here. R&R. Flames accepted.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Okay, chapter 4. The next couple of days, Sapphire was avoiding Ulrich and Odd was taking a notice to this, so he asked her what was wrong. No answer, so he's going to approach this problem at lunch. Sapphire, what is wrong? He said to her. Ulrich gave her a don't tell him look, so she said nothing. Then Ulrich asked to have a word with her, so she got up and walked with him. Ulrich said, if you tell him, I will get you 10 times worse than the other time. Sapphire was so scared out of her mind, she just said, okay. When they went to science, Odd was paying attention very closely on Ulrich and her actions. Then Odd said, I got to know what happened to them. So he said, Sapphire, please tell me what happened. She shook her head, then left. In the next class, Odd did not see Sapphire at all, but then he saw another girl walk in looking just like her, but with red hair and a black dress instead of a white one. He just looked at her and thought to himself, is that her? It looks just like her. But then Sapphire came in and said, OMG, Rose! And she jumped on the girl. Their dresses flew up, and Odd and Ulrich saw and blushed. Sapphire said, what are you doing here? Rose said, Mom told me back in Japan to look after you. And yes, they are Japanese. Oh, Rose-chan, I miss you so much. Then Sapphire said, Odd, this is my twin sister, Rose-chan. So Rose said, what do you do for fun here? Odd said, I really don't know. Sapphire chimed in and said, how about we play Truth or Dare later? Odd said, okay, and went to tell Ulrich, Yumi, Aelita, and Jeremy. Time change! So everyone was in the room. Ulrich went first and said, Rose, truth or dare? Rose said, dare. Ulrich smiled. He said, I dare you to strip in your panties and bra and make your sister do it too. Rose agreed and Sapphire did too, so they both did. Then Ulrich added for the whole game, and they nodded. Jeremy, Odd, Aelita, and Yumi blushed at their nice bodies. So now it was Yumi's turn. She said, Aelita, I dare you to kiss Sapphire, and then smirked. Yumi thought if she kissed her, then Ulrich would not like her anymore. Wrong! So Aelita hesitated, and then agreed. So Aelita and Sapphire kissed Odd, Ulrich, and Jeremy blushed while they kissed. So they kept playing for a while. Then it was Yumi's turn again. She dared Odd to kiss her and make Sapphire jealous, but Odd said no, because he liked someone else. Then Yumi said who, and everyone turned to look at her. So Sapphire said, what y'all looking at? Then Odd said, Sapphire, I need to talk to you in private. She said, okay. They went in Odd's room, and he confessed his love for her. Then he realized she was still in her bra and panties and blushed. Then she put him on the bed and took off his clothes. Odd was took back by her behavior, but then seemed fine. Oh my gosh, these are middle schoolers!
Now you know.
When she finished undressing him, she started to suck on his 12-inch member. I don't think it works that way in middle school. And Odd moaned in complete bliss. She then took his member out her mouth, which Odd did not like, but then started to rub his member slow. Then he said, go faster. So she went faster and faster until she saw his pre-cum. Then she stopped and played with his sensitive tip. Then that did it. He come right on her chest, and she caught some in her mouth. It tastes so good, she said, but it was a little salty. After his pleasure was done, it was her turn. Odd flipped her over and bent down and licked her already wet folds. Then she said, stop teasing me, in a moan that makes Odd member rock hard. I have... Member? That's a thing? Then he said, that's not what you want to say. Tell me what you really think. So she screamed, just fuck me, Odd! At his progress, he said, okay, in a very seductive voice that made her more wet. He said, okay, get ready. So he positioned himself so he could get in deep. So he put her legs over his shoulders. Then when he was ready, he entered his member in her. She moaned in great pleasure. He then moved, and she said, Odd, please make me yours, between breaths. He said, okay. So he went faster with every thrust she moaned, and sometimes he did. She said, Odd, please, deeper, faster. So her went faster and deeper. Soon she said, Odd, am going to come. He said, me too. Then her insides squeezed on Odd's member, ready to orgasm, which made him reach his climax too. Then about 3 seconds later, they both reached their climax, and Odd cummed hard into her, as she screamed in complete bliss. After they were done, Odd pulled out and said, I love you. She said, I love you too. And they went into the bed naked, so Sapphire cuddled on him and fell asleep, and so did he. Author's note, tell me how I did, peace suckers. Yes, peace suckers. That's going to be an insult now. Chapter 5. Author's note. Hey guys, sorry for not updating. I was so busy. This chapter gets real good. Enjoy. Me. I don't believe her.
No.
But this is the last one, so it's almost over.
Thank God.
The next day, Sapphire and Odd were now dating, but something weird was going on. Xana has not been attacking lately, so he must be up to something big. Ulrich was acting crazy as well as Aelita. Aelita had been avoiding me, and Ulrich was giving the gang the silent treatment. So then I spoke up, guys, we all need to talk. Meet up in my room at 6 o'clock, okay? They all just nodded. To waste some time, Sapphire went to Odd's room to chill and talk a little. Sapphire, Odd said, what do you want to talk about at 6? Well, she said, everyone is acting all crazy and such, and I want to find out why. It was time to go to her dorm. Everyone was acting so weird, even Rose. Ulrich was smirking, and Odd was the only one acting normal. I sat on Odd's lap and started to talk. I sat on Odd's lap. Okay. She was blushing a little because Odd had his hands around her waist. When she was done talking, everyone said, no, nothing weird is going on. Ulrich said he wanted to talk to her, so everyone left and waited outside the door. Odd hesitated, but left. So, Ulrich, what's up? He then moved closer to me. And I backed up and fell on my bed. Ulrich, can you back up a little bit? He nodded, no. She said, what? Ulrich, stop playing with me. I'm not playing, Angel. Wait, correction, my angel. Those words hit her like a big bus. Wait, what? Odd's princess. You are, my friend. Please go away. So, this guy, in the continuity of this thing that makes no sense, your rapist asks, hey, I want to be alone with you for a little while, and you're like, okay. He kept moving closer and closer until he grabbed her wrist and threw her to the wall. She grunted in pain and choked out, stop, Ulrich! Then he stripped her in bra and panties. Sapphire screamed, Odd, help me! But everyone came crashing in. Odd picked her up and took her to his room. Rose pulled out her pocket knife, put it near his neck, and said, if you touch her again, I will cut you and your penis wide open. He gulped. Yumi was too shocked to say anything, like Jeremy and Aelita just stood there. Ooh. In Odd's room, Ulrich busted in while Odd was holding Sapphire in his lap. Odd slowly set her down on his bed and punched Ulrich in the face. Then broke out a massive fight. Sapphire screamed in pain and told them to stop, but they did not. Odd was on the floor bleeding badly. Odd! Sapphire screamed, please, you can do it, stay with me. Slowly, Ulrich got up and took Sapphire with him, and then he abused her once again. But after he raped her, he beaten her pretty bad. She couldn't walk, move, or anything. She could call 911, though. So she did. When then arrived, they put her on a stretcher and left. Odd was the same. He got beaten up pretty bad, and Ulrich was a wanted criminal. How could this get any worse? The end. But we made it through. Obviously, you did not read the whole thing before this.
I've been avoiding it, honestly.
Okay, well, now you've gone through it.
Yes.
Okay, bye.